Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. You know, I always say this. Who came up with this idea? Why? I don't even like mornings. Oh, wait a minute. I did. I came up with this idea. That's what happened. All right. Me? I'm still in bed, right? Because I'm FayWhat. Yeah. And I'm going to help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's going to be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word is that girl, the girl of all I dream. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, T-dance, Wilton is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
Presented by Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, the FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show. And I'm broadcasting live and available on demand whenever you want on your favorite streaming channels. I'm also on demand right now, but don't leave because you're watching the show right now, okay? All right. It's Monday, August 12th, 2024, and welcome to the FayWhat Show. It's time to kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What the hell did you think I was talking about? What would I know what to do with this hunk of a man? You can probably give me some suggestions. But anyway, our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. And this morning I'm joined by my gay guy pal, Dr. Edward Summers. He's the ED, the executive director of Pridelines, Miami's LGBTQ plus community center. He served as a primary therapist and program director at I-Kare Treatment Center in West Palm Beach. He was also the founder and CEO of the New York-based nonprofit, the Thinkubator. Good morning, Edward, and welcome back to my bed, boo.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good. How you doing, baby?
Good. Thank you for taking the time to be in bed with me. I mean, even though you were scheduled and you did tell me you were going to come. But I know it's a crazy week for you this week.
Oh, it's insane. We have our gala coming up on Saturday, so it's crazy. It's exciting. We have like 350 people that's going to be there.
350 people?
350 people. Yeah, it's going to be huge.
So how are like last minute preparations on that? Because at the end of our show, we're going to talk about Queer Inferno. But like, how are like... is it a lot? Like you're dealing with that, you're dealing with trying to get housing for LGBTQ plus people and get that building started.
It's crazy. This week is insane. And then my family's in town.
You have your son in town, your sisters are all coming down.
My parents are in town.
Like
it's insane. Like, you have a Cuban mama coming down. Now she's trying to be mama, like, and trying to do all the mommy things. But like it's insane, but it's busy. But we're about to announce something big. And I'll just mention it on your show right now, actually. We're gonna start to help people get health insurance as well. So not only are we getting people free PrEP, but we decided to expand our services, and so we just launched last week our health insurance initiative, where we're focused on making sure people in Liberty City not only get PrEP and PEP and antivirals, but that they get insurance as well. And so we really are like going full throttle with our health services to our local community. So it's just
exciting.
It's crazy,
but it's also crazy that you're doing all that. But health insurance is so important. Like I remember when I was deep into my alcoholism, right? I didn't have insurance. I'd end up in the hospital all kinds of time. My medical bills were like crazy how that was. And people don't know how important it is to get that and how easy it is for some people to get as well.
It's so critical. And what we've seen over the last like 8 months or 9 months or so, nearly a year, is people just don't have it. And so we've been giving people, free PrEP and stuff like that. And we're like, what are your other health needs and stuff like that? And so we're like, oh, there's a common denominator. People need insurance because this is about like holistic health, right?
Yes.
Like we're like just doing PrEP is great, prevents people, but what about all the other health issues that people have? And so, we've been busy launching that. And then of course, housing. So we're in the thick of housing. Like we're almost ready to like announce our location and everything.
Everything's moving so fast. You're like playing like this. You're just like all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's fun.
Quick question about the insurance factor on there, Edward. So you were giving out PrEP and PEP to people for free.
For free.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Okay, so that's wonderful. So you can still get PEP or PrEP for free through Pridelines, going through, contacting them and letting them know your needs. But then on top of that, you can also help them get insurance.
Yeah. We're trying to get
huge.
everybody insurance. We're just
That's
like,
huge.
and what we're doing too with insurance is that depending on people's income levels, we will subsidize their insurance as well.
Oh, my
so
God.
it's going to be free insurance as well.
But, you know, because the reason that strikes me, I mean, it's super important, but the reason it strikes me is because, you know, I've had fellow people that are getting sober with me, right,
Yeah,
that needed
right.
mental health,
That's right.
you know, needs, that needed their mental health prescriptions.
That's right.
Right? And just didn't
Yeah.
follow through to get them. You
So
know?
what I love about the insurance that we're doing, we have like I wouldn't call it the Cadillac plan, but the near Cadillac plan. We decided to go with the best plan possible, the most affordable, of course, because we're subsidizing it as well. But it basically, it's one of those really good plans where, you know, your deductible is very low and we help meet the deductible. You know, it has holistic services. So like if a person is suffering from substance use disorder, you know, they can use their health insurance to go into a treatment center. And we know treatment centers are expensive. You could spend up to $100,000 a year on treatments in your treatment program. So your health insurance will cover it.
Fantastic. Good
Yeah.
job, Edward. You made my day with that one.
Oh, I
Thank
love
you
it.
for announcing that on the FayWhat
Yeah.
show. And folks, reach out to pridelines.org for your needs. They are always there. And if they can't help you, they let you know who can. But for the most part, they always figure out a way to help you. All right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Let's start on our Kikis because we could talk about Pridelines for another hour. Easy. First, the highly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine stormed into theaters, smashing records. It relaunched the MCU universe. But amid the nostalgia-filled cameos, the movie also featured a special queer guest star you might have missed. After the opening credits, you watch Deadpool fighting the Time Variance Authority while dancing to NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye. Well, let me tell you, it is not Ryan Reynolds doing those moves, okay? Recently, queer dancer Nick Pauley revealed he was the one behind Deadpool's mask, flawlessly executing the iconic dance moves. Queer people are talented, yes we are, proved once again. That's him, meet the gay cutie behind the Deadpool NSYNC dance. What are we all talking about? Did you see the movie?
Oh yeah.
Of course you saw the movie. Did you take your kid?
No, I did not, because like my family, my sisters saw it first, and they're like, "Oh, it's not kid friendly." So I was like, "All right." They're like, "There's a lot of innuendos."
Yeah.
And so I was like, "All right." So I went on a date this weekend. I needed, you know, grown person's time.
Yeah.
So I went to go see it. I loved it, and admittedly I haven't seen the previous ones, but.
Okay.
I liked it though. It was good. I
Okay.
thought it was great, and I loved all the gay innuendos.
Me too, but that's the thing. Like, we did a story last week on Queer News Tonight about how some LGBTQ plus people were upset about the gay innuendos. You know what you're getting with Ryan Reynolds, you know? And like him and Wolverine have like this bromance kind of thing that's just awesome.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was
Yes.
hot. I thought it was sexy. I thought it was funny, and I added to it, right? And so I loved it. There was a scene from there where one of the Deadpools was like, "Take your DSEK out of Wolverine's mouth." I just started laughing. I just like it was so funny.
Oh my God! But,
the humor was great.
But the
though.
humor was great, and sometimes we just have to have fun, folks. I mean, our community, we're attacked from all angles. I get it, you know. But this was just adult fun.
Yeah.
It was innuendos. It was slapstick, you know. I would let these two boys make fun of us all day, you know, before others.
Yeah, and you know what? Like they're allies, right? They're people who appreciate our community, love our community. It was fun. It was in good fun, and I don't know. I just loved it. I was laughing,
Oh my
and
God,
I didn't think I was gonna laugh at it. I didn't think I was gonna like the movie, but I actually liked it, and so it was fun, and they're hot, and so
Oh my God, the abs! Did you see the
I went
abs?
crazy. I was like, God, I wish. That's why I can't take my shirt off today. I'm like,
Lord, just because we're thinking
I'm
about
like,
Hugh
my
Jackman's
God.
abs, okay? You think those are his?
Those are his.
Are they?
I think he works hard at it. Yeah.
Like, damn, you know, like he just had a divorce a couple of months ago, and so he says that he was like super depressed and he was going through it, and that like this movie and Ryan Reynolds and like touring all these press junkets kind of got him out of that.
Yeah, I mean that's what you need to get out of the depression, right? You need that stimulation. You need the people showing you the love, right?
Yeah.
And that helps get you out of the depression.
Well, and you have to have that corny, silly, stupid ass friend. Like Ryan Reynolds is that guy.
He's a jokester.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
He totally is a jokester.
Yeah.
And I love that with Deadpool, you as the audience were part of it. Like they would always break the fourth wall and like talk to everybody else.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. And I saw 4D, 3D or whatever. So it was awesome.
So when they pulled out the cocaine,
Yes.
you really saw it?
It was insane. I was like, oh my my God. It was crazy.
Oh my God, go watch it, okay? It's a lot of fun. It broke records and it should keep on, all right? The fact is that we're funny and innuendos are funny and you can't take everything so serious.
And you know what I love too about it? One more point is that the diversity of it, right? Like, so like Ryan Reynolds' friend, Deadpool's friends were all like very diverse, you know? You had a black blind lady, you had an Asian, you had like just all these types of people in it. And it represents who we are. So I loved it.
I loved it. Have fun. Go watch it, okay? And you don't have to watch the other ones because I hadn't seen the other ones either, and neither had Edward. So go watch Deadpool. Next, a Catholic priest, Monsignor Jeffrey Burrell, is suing Grindr, yes, you heard me right, for millions after being outed as gay. He took a vow of celibacy, and now his Grindr data has allegedly revealed that the priest was having sex with men. Burrell was exposed by The Pillar, a conservative Catholic website. The site claims to have obtained the data from a third party. Burrell's lawsuit now accuses Grindr of failing to protect his privacy and not informing him about third-party data access. He's seeking $5 million in compensation. Priest sues Grindr over outing. What are we all talking about? What do you think about this?
I think this lawsuit is frivolous. Quite frankly, it was probably one of his hookups that, you know,
That outed him.
And not Grindr. You know, Grindr was used at the RNC a lot. And so literally Grindr, if it wanted to, could have exposed all the Republicans who, you know, had Grindr up at the RNC. Literally, Grindr was up 300%.
Yes.
It cracked the
They say that it almost crashed because of all those in the closet Republicans doing that. And okay, I know I'm wrong for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. No one has ever freaking dimmed my opinion, all right? That was before Kamala was where she is now. Okay, that was before. And that was during my freak out time when I was like, oh my God, we're going to have to vote for Biden, but is this the right way to go? Blah, blah, blah. At that time, part of me, Ed, wanted to go low, wanted to go nasty. Was like, come on, Grindr. You know there's a bunch of homos behind the scenes. Leak that shit. You know what I mean?
Out them all. Let them all.
I know
Lindsey
it's not
Graham,
right.
come out the closet, baby.
All of them. Screenshot all of it. You know, like I part of me really wanted that. I respect Grindr for not doing that even more. But I really wanted to go low because they go low on us.
But, you know, in the words of Michelle Obama, when they go low, we go high.
We go high.
And what are we doing? Going high, baby.
We're going high, baby. We're going
Kamala.
very high. How happy are you?
Oh, I'm very happy.
I'm
I think it's amazing. What I love is the energy that she invigorated in the Democratic Party, and not just the Democratic Party, right? In America.
Yes.
This is not about the Democratic Party. This is about American politics and how she is excited America again. And we have a real competition here. You know, and so Donald is running scared.
He's running scared. You saw how he backed out of that debate. He was like, "Listen, she would have wiped the freaking floor."
As she told him on the Colbert Show or the Daily Show. I think she did a skit or whatever, and you know, talking about the debate, and they asked, was she scared? She was like, I'm gonna wipe his ass. Like, I'm like to pull his ass, whatever. So she even said it. No, but I mean, he's running scared, and now, you know, just like Donald, he, you know, complains. Everything has to be on his terms. You know, he's a narcissistic, angry little child, quite frankly. He reminds me of my son when my son was like 6 years old, quite frankly, who wanted everything, and everything had to go his way. And so Donald's backing out of that debate, but wants to go on Fox, and it all has to be on his terms. It's like, you already negotiated this with Biden. Biden dropped out. She's the new nominee now. She's officially clinched it, you know, today. And so, like, the terms still stand. So stand by your word. But we know him. He's not a man that stands by his words.
No, he's not at all. Next, the closing of the Olympics is coming, but the opening ceremonies were all everybody was talking about for a while. Barbara Butch, a DJ who performed in a controversial Olympic opening ceremony segment, has faced a wave of backlash because of it, including death threats, people, and hateful insults. During her performance, Butch wore a silver halo-like headdress and was surrounded by drag performers and dancers. The segment is accused of mocking Christianity. However, Butch has vowed to stand strong, and her lawyer has filed legal complaints that could initiate a police investigation. Take a bow, Butch. DJ for opening ceremonies gets death threats. What are we all talking about? Holy crap, how that took over like all social media during that time.
It was just ridiculous. I mean, I just find it, you have this like global event, and the vicious attacks are just, it's just stupid. It's ridiculous.
Completely.
But it's a reminder though. It's a reminder of the world that we still live in. The hate that's out there for people like us.
Everywhere, not just here.
Not just here, it's everywhere. But it's very unfortunate. I mean, something that was supposed to be joyous, happy, just a good old time, you know, celebrating, you know, athletic proudness. And like, here we go with this hatred.
I just think, like people can't keep us out their mouths, Ed. You know what I mean? Because I saw drag queens at a fashion show, right? And again, like I wasn't raised Christian or anything like that, but I didn't see The Last Supper.
Right.
I saw drag queens being fabulous and this really cool DJ with a halo thing. Like, then I saw Celine and Gaga. That's what I saw. Like an exceptional opening ceremony, and they took it there.
Yeah.
Where people didn't, and then I noticed, because again, that's how the right goes. People that didn't even see the opening ceremonies were just quick to say blasphemy. Those gays are doing it again.
Yeah. I think part of it is that it's the fear of the other, and people make these broad stroke assumptions because they're fearful. They're fearful of the fact that they may have some dark, deep secrets inside them.
Yeah.
And so they're fearful that that person will bring that out in them. And so I think what a lot of people saw was potentially themselves.
Yeah.
In the DJ there.
Completely.
And that's why they responded the way they did.
Completely.
But shame on them. Like you just twisted something that was supposed to be like great and joyous and beautiful and a good old freaking time, and you twisted it, right? And but the attacks against the DJ, like what the hell is wrong with people?
Yeah.
Like why the threats? Like
why?
I mean, now it's going to potentially lead to legal action. It's going to potentially lead to investigations. Why all of this? For what?
Yeah.
Like if you have your thoughts, like, all right, express it on your social media and keep it moving. But don't go after a person.
Yeah.
Who's just doing their craft.
Who's just doing their job, who's just doing their craft, who probably was like such a huge highlight of their life to be at the, to be part of the opening ceremony, and I can't remember the gay boy's name, but the producer of the whole whole show, every single element, every single detail was his vision, and it was beautiful.
It was gorgeous. It was great.
Well, it won't be the last story that they'll attack us for. Well, I mean, the boxer also, Imani.
Like they thinking that she's like a trans. Like, what is the matter?
I've been fighting that for the last 2 weeks. Can you believe that, Edward?
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just like, oh my God. People get these perceptions out there, and one person says one little thing, and people harp on it. It's ridiculous. It's offensive.
It's offensive.
It's offensive. It's a woman. Like she was born a
woman. Okay, and again, talk to your close healthcare provider, or talk to a person who's smarter than you. Okay, I make it a point to surround myself with people that are smarter than me. All right. Absolutely. So when this came out, I went straight to my wife, and I was like, "Listen, honey, is there such a thing? Can you have X, Y, blah blah blah?" And she broke it down for me, okay?
Exactly.
And done. Science is real.
That's right. I think this is, I hate to bring it back to politics, but this is the right's attempt to try to steal the election, right? By like saying, look what they did. They put out a man, and Donald Trump has been saying this all throughout all of his speeches, is that like, I'm taking men out of women's sports, and that's been a big thing. That's been a big rallying cry for the conservative right and for women. He's trying to appeal to those suburban women that live outside major cities and saying that I'm going to protect you. That's what he's saying. This is a shame that, to try to ruin somebody's life and career by, painting them one way. And they're not that. They're not women.
And they're not that.
What is wrong with you? Just because she has this athletic prowess and that she's strong.
And she's strong. And that's it. And she got her butt kicked a couple of years ago and came back and trained more and beat the crap out of the Italian. That's basically all that happened.
Ass. Like, she would whip my ass, actually. Not probably. She would whip my ass.
She would whip mine, but I think I'd enjoy it. But that's a whole other thing. People are obsessed with us. That's the bottom line. This won't be the last story for sure.
No.
The FayWhat Show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ+ media companies in America, and Hotspots Magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ+ experience for 40 years. Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ+ news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ+ community. Next, at the FayWhat Show, we need to help my gay boys, all right? And in our segment, Dear Faye, I provide my expert lesbian knowledge and my vast experience as a living, breathing gay boy in a lesbian body to help my fellow gay boys. This week, I like Botox too, but from Coral Springs sent us an email. You ready to help me with this?
I got you.
Okay, good. All right, here we go. Dear FayWhat, my friend has a problem. He's going to various doctors for more and more Botox, fillers, and other enhancements, and it's starting to make him look, well, crazy. Almost every time I see him, he looks like he's had another round of getting something altered. Whether it be more filler in his cheeks or more Botox around his forehead, I basically can't even tell if he's having emotion anymore because his face won't move. Or getting his lips plumped up, he's always doing something. The sad part is when I met him a few years ago, he was already a very handsome guy. Clearly, he has some warped view of himself and just isn't seeing himself the way others do. He thinks getting more work done is helping things, but it's making them worse, I think. How do I convey that he's actually taking it too far? I don't want to insult him because his self-esteem seems to be fragile, but if I don't say something, I fear he's going to look like a human Ken doll soon. Signed, I like Botox too, but in Coral Springs.
Ooh.
I mean, that's hard in our because in our community, you know, we like to indulge in our enhancements, you know?
I have to say, I am like to each his own, right? And I think that people have to make their decisions on their own of how they want to do things and how they want to look, but I'm not a fan. I like people looking natural. I'm turned off by a guy who like does his lips and like I'm just a little turned off. Like I'd rather you be natural. And to the writer's point is that his friend was already beautiful. I think that there's something missing in his life, and I think perhaps he doesn't have a partner or he's single, and that's why he's feeling like he needs to do these enhancements. But I see guys with it, and I'm just like. God, you look much cuter, like before. And again, this is just my preference. Everybody has their own taste. I remember, like, you know, I met a guy like 2 years ago on Grindr. He was sober, like me, like us, you know, and I was like, like, I can't wait to meet him. And his pictures looked great Latin guy, like Cuban, mixed with Puerto Rican. I was like,
oh, exactly what you like.
I'm like, perfect. I'm like, perfect. I'm like, my mom's gonna love him. He's Cuban like us, you know, like, great. I see him in person. I'm like, holy shit. Like he got like his lips was huge, and I'm like, he must have just went that day to like get an injection, whatever. I was like, bro, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I was like, I cannot do this. So, but this is tough. Like how to help the writer here. I think he needs to somehow show and communicate to his friend that he's beautiful and that perhaps he doesn't need all these surgeries. Yeah.
You know, our community is really ageist. Really ageist, you know, and that's unfortunate, right? Like twinks want to stay twinks as long as they are. And I've heard twinks get told, don't turn 30 because then you ain't no twink no more, you know?
You're done,
and
that's it. Yeah.
30, folks, are you kidding me? You know, like that time between 30 and 50 is such a weird in-between time, and you're beautiful and perfect during that time, but you're thinking that you should still be a twink, you know? Now, you're a therapist, so I have to ask you about, because my wife, every time I say that I'm fat or something, right? She goes, you have body dysmorphia, right? Is that a real thing?
It is a real thing. It is. So many people have this.
Okay.
I mean, I even have it, to be honest with you. I never think that I look good enough, right? So it is a real thing, and it does impact our mental health. And so we start to do things such as get Botox, right? Or get enhancements. Some people take it a little bit further. I have an ex who was actually on steroids, and that just changed his whole mood because he really thought that he didn't look good. Meanwhile, this guy is jacked as fuck, looking fabulous, but still thought that he wasn't good enough.
And those roids make you not well in the head sometimes too, depending on how you're doing it. If you're doing it professionally or with somebody, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it has a negative impact. Like, I think that I saw a study that 75% of people that was studied have a negative impact, and just negative impacts. It's a huge percentage. It invokes anger, it invokes just a whole bunch of depression, all these negative emotions.
And pimples. Doesn't it give you pimples too?
It gives you pimples all over your body. Not just your face, all over your back. So oftentimes when you go to the gym and you see people with people will say, oh no, it's from the sun. I have this sun tan and I'm sunburnt or whatever. And they're big, it's typically because they're on steroids and it has that adverse impact on their body. So it's a shame.
It's tough.
But the body dysmorphia it's a real thing.
It's a real issue. And it's probably prevalent high in our community.
The gay community
big time.
Because
you know, we're marginalized and we don't think we're enough already just for being gay. That's you know? So we look in the mirror and it's like society doesn't want us to be part, right?
Yeah.
So it's a mind fuck.
It is a mind fuck. We have at Pridelines, we have a bunch of guys called our prep boys, right? They're not boys, but they're men. But we call them our prep boys because they look good, right? Yeah. And we have one who is he's beautiful. He has a nice 6-pack and everything like that. But he's like, I'm just too fat. And we're like, where? And we're like, what the hell are you talking about? We just did this whole photo shoot with them, and people are going to think that it's AI or people are going to think that we use models, but it's our actual staff. So when you see our new photos coming out and our new prep ads and our new health insurance ads, it's our people that work in our organization. But he looks fantastic. He's just thin, but he looks great. But he's like, oh no, I need to lose weight. I need to get it. I'm like, I wish I had some abs like you and a body like you, but it's a real thing. But and he's happy for me to talk about this. It goes back to some of his mental health issues that he has. So it's all correlated, right? Our mental health is correlated to body dysmorphia, right? And so there is some deep seated issues that we often have to deal with.
Yeah.
And that begins with acceptance and love.
Yes.
And our forgiveness.
And that sounds an easy ask, right? It sounds like an easy ask, right? It sounds like an easy ask, right? But I mean, you know, I've got to say, I can only speak for myself. It took me a long time to like what was looking back at me in the mirror. I know a lot had to do with my addiction and stuff like that, but it's tough.
It is
It's tough. And everybody in the world can say you're gorgeous, and you don't believe it.
You got to believe it inside.
And you got to believe it inside. You know, so to this gentleman, thank you so much for sending us this letter. You know, maybe an idea is maybe showing him some botched episodes, or showing him some cases where things don't go right for people to that just get something small done. Maybe something like that, you know?
I think another thing, Faye, is just asking him questions about why is he doing it, right? Just getting to the bottom of why does he feel like he needs to do it? And I know he said that he has a low self-esteem, but just sometimes asking a question, because we assume, but we don't ask questions.
Yeah.
And so I think asking the questions will get more information, and then that could determine how he deals with his friend.
See, that's great. That is great advice. I hope you heard that, Mr. Coral Springs, okay? Because that right there is key, you know, just talking to somebody. Like something that I do a lot when I see somebody that's down, I put on my interview hat. Right? People want to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
People want to talk about what they're going through. Yeah. And you'd be surprised if you ask somebody a couple of questions like, hey, what was your high point and low point today? You'd be surprised the person's not used to getting a question like that.
That's right.
And then they stop and think about it, and all that is kind of like a healing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a healing. You know, to be able to let it out, because oftentimes people don't really have anybody to talk to about these things. And so when you ask that question, people feel validated, they feel loved, they feel, you know, seen and heard. And so that's their perfect opportunity for them to just come through.
See, look at me, therapist Faye.
I love it, Faye.
Okay, I'm just saying, I'm just a good friend. That's all right? So, folks, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that email. If you've got a problem, send it on over, and we will help you here at the FayWhat Show. Just email FayWhat@happeningout.com. Thank you for the email. So let's look at our week. So this week, I was so excited that this week is your gala. Right?
Yes.
This week is the gala. It's the Queerferno, right? That's what it's called.
Queerferno, that's right.
I love that.
Yeah.
Queerferno. I just hear the disco and the strobe lights and the ball and all that.
It's gonna be insane.
Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be so much fun. The team is so excited about it. We have some great honorees. This is the first time we've honored anyone at our gala, and so we're very excited. We have some great honorees, but it's just going to be a good old disco party.
Yeah.
Some people will have, some masks, some people won't, but their disco outfits will be, really cool.
But it's like an elevated disco.
It's a way elevated
because
disco.
we're, this is at a country club in Coral Gables, so it's Disco Inferno elevated, but also masks. But we'll also have masks. You should also bring a mask, wear a mask, incorporate it into your Queerferno outfit, and
I have 3 different outfits for it now.
How are you going to change?
Well, okay, so I have different roles that I'm playing. One of greeting people, then announcing awards, and then maybe a performance with some folks. So the team is just making me do so much stuff, which I'm excited about. Anyway.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna have fun with it.
You love that stuff.
I'm gonna have fun. No, it's gonna be a blast. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And so
and you're honoring Lady Bunny.
We're honoring Lady Bunny. We're honoring her for all the work that she's done in our community. She has done she's been speaking out about just a variety of different issues that impact our community.
She's always been
the trans community, gay community, our rights in general. So she's always been there. So we're honoring her for her legacy and what she's done for our community. I just want to have a disclaimer out there. I know she's very political, and I want to put it out there. It's not about her politics, right? It's about what she's done for us, and I just honoring that. We can't forget people who have just worked so hard to support our community and to advance the rights of our community. And
Lady Bunny has been in rooms that the rest of us aren't allowed to be in.
That's right.
Okay, these are things that we have to, see and support, and acknowledge.
That's right. And, of course, we're celebrating 42 years. And so for us, this is about really honoring the past and honoring people who have just uplifted our work, in New York, right?
Yeah.
And it's helped our work here in Fort Lauderdale. Miami. So we're excited for her. We're honoring the Our Fund Foundation. We're honoring the Miami Foundation. They are our community, stewards, and they're people who are just always there for our community.
David Jobin, is oh my God! You see him, and you just see light shoot out of him.
He's been so amazing for the Our Fund Foundation. He's over the last couple of years that he's taken over, he's done such an amazing job. And I think about the Miami Foundation, who has the Equity Fund. They are so supportive, and have given to so many different causes.
Give Miami Day.
Give Miami Day is huge for nonprofit organizations in Miami. They do such good work. And Rebecca, the CEO there, I mean, just looking at her videos and how, you know, she's such an intellectual woman, and she gets deep into social justice issues, issues of equity, issues of inclusion. And so we found no other, you know, community organizations that we could honor but those two organizations. We're honoring a silent hero. His name is Michael Roman. He works for the city of Miami, and he is just amazing. He just is a silent, unsung hero who just does everything he can to support our community, giving Uber rides to our community, being a first responder to issues that impact our community. He's immediately bringing people together, talking about the issues. He has a committee, LGBTQ advisory committee that brings together government officials, nonprofit leaders, and just citizens together to talk about our community and how we can best advance our community. He's just so amazing.
I love people like that. You know, people that don't have to post when they do something good.
Oh, he never posts it. No, it's constant. Listen, Michael Roman sends me text messages every day. Edward, I have this idea. Like, this is what I have for Pridelines.
My God.
And it's amazing. And I'm like, great, let's make it happen. And he's great. And one other group that I am just so excited about, I discovered them in looking at, you know, just different organizations to partner with. So I discovered them almost a year ago. It's the girls, the Miami Girls Rock Club. They are, I gotta say, they're an amazing organization that helps young women and non-binary young ladies, you know, learn how to play music. But they're accepting of our community, and it was started by two women and one who, you know, talked about how she was inspired by her own gender identity and her own sexuality, and she wanted to do this because she wanted to teach young queer and questioning women and just young women in general, you know, the value of music. And so they use music as a tool to heal and educate, you know, young women, or young non-binary as well, or trans women, you know. And so we're talking, you know, ages 13 to you know, like 18 is what they deal with. This is really, really young people, and in a state where we've had attacks against, you know, gender-affirming care for young people, we have an organization like this who says, "Come as you are, and we accept you." And so I was so inspired when I took the job at Pridelines almost a year ago, and I said, I have to figure out a way to elevate the work of this organization. And so I was like, yeah, this is a way to elevate the work that they're doing. And they're so humble, and they do so much work with that population with so little funds.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Their budget was like, I don't know, $40,000 this year, and they had so many performances. They do a whole summer camp with young ladies. They have over 100 plus participants.
What?
I mean,
that's amazing. Listen, and music heals, music binds, music elevates, music just soothes.
It brings people together, you know? It just is amazing.
It makes you feel like you can do something if you could play something.
Absolutely, and they do this work in our community, and so I am so excited for them. They are, it just means a lot to me. I don't know. I feel so close without even like being with them, you know. And they just had, I missed it. They just had their final summer concert this past Saturday. I heard it was just a huge success. They had it at Magic 13, where they played for, you know, very diverse audience that goes there.
I love that. What are they called again?
The Miami Girls Rock Club.
The Miami Girls Rock Club. Okay, look them up and support them and follow them. I'm going to do that right when I get off the show because that's awesome. So we're going to spotlight some incredible people. We're going to be dressed up to the nine, right?
It's going to be fierce.
Right? And we're going to be dancing the night away.
Dancing the night away at Coral Gables Country Club.
All right. So get your tickets now, okay? Pridelines.org, because I know they're going to sell out. So make sure that you get it. 42 years, Pridelines. We're going to be doing it big. So get your tickets today. Thank you, Edward Summers, for joining me in bed again, baby.
You're welcome,
I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week.
All right.
I'm back.
Mwah. I adore you. Did you know that the Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, which also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located in Fort Lauderdale? We broadcast our Sunday service every week at 10:30 a.m. say goodbye, let me remind you that the Travel Club is planning Machu Picchu by Peru and Peru by train, departing on September 17th, 2025. I am going too, and we will be broadcasting shows at Machu Picchu, Lima, and more. Join us if you have love and you want to have fun. Here, take a look at this. Join me in Machu Picchu. So that's the FayWhat show, folks. I hope that you had fun. I had a blast. Thank you so much to Dr. Edward Summers for joining me in bed. I always have fun with him, like always. I think we could have fun in a funeral. Yeah, I'm not gonna try that, but I'm just telling you, I think we can. Or maybe in a garbage dump. I don't know, something weird. I'm gonna start a show. Weird places that me and Edward Summers can have fun at. Right? Yeah, I'm just telling you, I think you'll watch. So honestly, I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. It's often hard for us girls, but if we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q plus. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity because it is what makes us so damn strong. Until then, make sure you follow me on all social media outlets, Facebook, IG, TikTok, YouTube, you know the drill, follow FayWhat. And since you're always on the go, you can listen to the FayWhat show wherever you listen to your podcast app. Just search the FayWhat show. Until next Monday, world, at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I'm #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find the girls of love.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.